So hi children, welcome to third period. Successfully we have completed first period and second period. I hope you people are all understood very well. Okay. So what we are discussing about in the second period? Yes. What we learned yesterday. So we learned about the how to find the rational numbers between given two rational numbers. In that we discussed about the two methods. That is mean method. And second one is by equating the denominators, we can find the many rational numbers between given two rational numbers. Based on that, we gave one statement. What is that? We can find so many rational numbers between given two rational numbers. And lastly, we discussed about exercise 1.1 few sums. What are those? First bit and second bit we have completed yesterday. So that expansion of exercise 1.1, so we will now complete it. Okay, so now we will start exercise 1.1 third bit. Okay children, so are you people are ready? Yes. Third one, what is the third bit? Represent 8 by 5 and minus 8 by 5 on a number line. But if people are know very well, so how to represent the rational numbers? Already we discussed in the first class. Okay, so how to represent this 8 by 5 and minus 8 by 5? First we have to decide whether both are same or different. Which one we have to represent on the right side and which one we have to represent on the left side. Clearly, we have to understand that. So already we learned about positive and negative integers, positive and negative rational numbers. Positive numbers are always we have to represent on the right side of 0, and negative numbers we have to represent on the left side of 0. It should be clear. Okay, so 8 by 5 is a positive rational number. So first we have to decide, yes, 8 by 5 is a positive rational number. We have to represent on the right side. Negative number, this is minus 8 by 5 is a negative number. We have to represent on the left side. That should be clear. So the next one. So we are writing 1. This is second unit. 3 units. Left side minus 1. Minus 2, minus 3 and so on. So our convenience. What is that? First we have to verify that. First, what is the denominator here? 5. What is the numerator? Yes, 8. So each one unit had been divided into 5 equal parts. It depends upon the denominator. If it is 5, we have to divide into 5 equal parts. If the denominator is 7, we have to divide into 7 equal parts. If the denominator is 3, we have to divide into 3 equal parts. But what is our given question? 8 by 5. In this question, 5 is, so denominator is 5. So each one unit had been divided into 5 equal parts. How many? 5 equal parts. Okay children? From 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the first unit. Then second unit again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, correct. Then left side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you are starting from 0 to next, what is the first? This is the first unit. So it will represent 1 by 5. One unit had been divided into 5 equal parts. So each one part is what? 1 by 5. But because it is a positive right side, from 0 to right side we have to represent the positive rational numbers. 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 5 by 5 is nothing but a 1. Then 6 by 5, 7 by 5. This one is 8 by 5. So it is the first positive rational number we are representing on the right side, that is 8 by 5. Next, minus 8 by 5. So minus, it should be on the left side of the 0. So we can start from 0 to left side. 1, minus 1 by 5, minus 2 by 5, minus 3 by 5, minus 4 by 5, minus 5 by 5 is nothing but a minus 1, minus 6 by 5, minus 7 by 5, minus 8 by 5. Based on that, we can say that yes, plus 8 by 5 comma minus 8 by 5, they are not same. 8 by 5 is a positive integer. It lies on the right side of the 0. Minus 8 by 5 is a negative integer. Negative rational number. It lies on the left side. Okay, clear? Then next question. What is the next one? Insert 5 rational numbers. Insert 3 rational numbers. 3 rational numbers. Insert 3 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 2 by 3. So it has not mentioned any method. We can write either we can follow that mean method, or by equating the denominators also we can find required number of rational numbers. So what are the given two rational numbers? First one is 3 by 5 and second one is 2 by 3. Both are unlike fractions. How can we say they are unlike fractions? The denominators are different, so automatically we can say that they are unlike fractions. What is the denominator in the first fraction? Is 5. Very good. What is the denominator in the second fraction? 3. 2 is the numerator, 3 is the denominator. So we are going to equate the denominators. When the denominators are same, then it is possible to compare the numerators. Then it can possible to write the required rational numbers between given two rational numbers. So for example, we have to find LCM of the, so to equate the given two rational numbers in the denominators, we have to find the LCM of the denominators. LCM of 5 and 3. 5 3s are 15. Okay, so to get 15 in the denominator, we need to multiply with 3. Okay, 5 3s are 15. So only denominator we have to multiply our whole fraction. Yes, whole fraction we have to multiply with 3. Then there is no change in the value of the given fraction. So given fraction, numerator and denominator we have to multiply with 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 5s are 15. Second fraction 2 by 3. To get 15 in the denominator, we have to multiply with 5. Okay, 2 5s are 10, by 3 5s are 15. But how to find the, so 9 by 15 and 10 by 15. So how to find the rational number? So we need to find 3 rational numbers. So again, we have to multiply both the fractions, 9 by 15 as well as 10 by 15. So for example, to get 60, what we have to do? We have to multiply with 4. Okay, 9 4s are 36, 15 4s are 60. Okay, then here in this case it is not possible to find. So but here it is possible. So that is the reason 15 4s are 60. Here 10 4, again here also we have to multiply with 4. 10 4s are 40, 15 4s are 60. So here 36 by 10 and 40 by 6, 30 by 6, sorry, 36 by 60, 40 by 60. Here we can find the required three rational numbers between these two. Those are 37 by 60, 38 by 60. Easily we can find it. Then 39 by 60. These are the required three rational numbers between given two rational numbers. Okay. Now, completed. Okay, right. Then, right then. So we have to go to the other sum. The next topic is find the decimal form. Find the decimal form of the following. Find the decimal form of the following. First one is 1 by 2. Okay. Second one is 27 by 25. And third one is, what is the third one? 5 by 12. So these are the rational numbers. These rational numbers we have to write express in decimal form. Okay. So how to find the decimal form of the given rational number? First case, 1 by 2 is a rational number. So how to find this decimal form of the given rational number? So first step is numerator we have to divide with the denominator. That is the first step. What is the numerator? Is 1. What is the denominator? It is 2. Okay. So already we know in previous classes we learned about the divisions. 2 is called what? We are dividing into 2. So 2 is called divisor. Okay. 1 is called dividend. Whatever answer we get, that is called quotient. The remaining value is, this is called remainder. Based on that, we can find it now. Okay. 1 we have divided into 2. Means what? First step is numerator we have to divide with the denominator, not denominator with the numerator. Numerator we have to divide with the denominator. But what is here? 1 we have to divide with 2. But is it possible? No. Why? Because 1 is smaller than 2. So when you are going to put the decimal point here in the quotient place, we get 0 here. Isn't it? Now it is possible. Why? Because 10 is greater than 2. Then 2 ones are 2. Till you get 10, you have to give 10 to 10. Okay. 2 ones are 2. 2 twos are 4. 2 threes are 6. 2 fours are 8. And 2 fives are 10. After that, what we have to do? We have to subtract this value from the given value. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay. What you got the remainder here? 0. What is the quotient? 0.5. Then what is the decimal form of 1 by 2? That is 0.5. This is called decimal form of the given rational number. Whatever rational numbers are given here, if you want to express in decimal form, first step you have to remember is that numerator we have to divide with the denominator. If it is not possible to divide by the given number, we have to put the decimal number. Decimal point we get 0. Based on that, we can do the division. So second one, we can continue. Second sum. What is the second sum? 27 by 25. What is the first step? Numerator we have to divide with the denominator. Isn't it? So 27 we have to divide with 25. Okay. So 27 is greater than 25. That is possible. 25 ones are 25. Then we have to do the subtraction. 27 minus 25, which is 2. Okay. Then 2 is not divisible by 25. Then we have to put the decimal point here in the quotient place. We get 0. Again it is not possible. Then put 0 in the quotient place. Then 25 zeros are 0. 20 already decimal point is there. We get 0 here. 25 8s are 200. 25 minus 200 minus 200 equal to 0. Then the decimal point form of 27 by 25 is 1.08. What is the decimal form of 27 by 25? 1.08. This is the decimal form of the given rational number. Okay. Then so in a easy way, so we can find without the division, we can find the decimal form of the given numbers. First one, 6th bit, express the following in decimal form. one is, in this first bit, first one 242 by 1000. Second one 354 by 500. Third one is 2 by 5. And the fourth one is 115 by 4. Okay, this is in a simple way. Suppose if the denominator is 10 or 10 exponents, easily we can find the decimal form without doing any actual division. If the denominator is, once again, if the denominator is 10 or 10 exponents, for example 10, 10 square, 10 cube, 10 to the power of 4, 10 to the power of 5, easily we can put the decimal point after that many digits. Suppose 242 by 1000, but 1000 is exponents of 10, but how many zeros are there here? 3 zeros are there. So simply without doing actual division, we can find the decimal form of the given number. How to do that? If 3 zeros are there in the denominator, we have to put the decimal point after 3 digits in the numerator from right to left. Right to left. How many zeros are there here? 1, 2, 3. So we have to put the decimal point after 3 digits from right to left. What is here? 1, 2, 3. So what will get the answer? 0.242. Here we did any actual division? No. If the denominator is 10 or 10 exponents, easily we can find the decimal form like this. Okay. For example, second sum. What is second sum? 354 by 500. But 500 is not a exponent of 10. So what we have to do? To convert into the 500, we have to convert into the exponent of 10. We need to multiply with 2 numerator as well as the denominator. So first we have the product of the numerators. 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 1 carry, 2 3s are 6, plus 1 7, 708 by 500 2s are 1000. But 1000 is a exponent of 10. Then easily we can put the decimal point after how many digits? 3 digits. Why 3 digits? Why? Because here we have 3 zeros in the denominator. So it is possible. Then we have to put the decimal point after 3 digits from right to left. I am saying once again right to left. So start from here. 1, 2, 3. Before this 7 we have to put the decimal point, that is 0.708. Here we are not done any actual division. Without doing actual division, we can find the answer when the denominator is exponent of 10. In such case only easily we can find the answer. This exponent we can learn in 10th class. But then do the, so next example. Third one is 2 by 5. Okay, 5 is not a exponent of 10. So we have to 5 we have to convert into the exponent of 10. So we need to multiply with 2. Isn't it? 2 2s are 4. Product of the numerators and product of the denominators is 5 2s are 10. Yes, 10. So here we have only 1 0. We have to put the decimal point only one after 1 digit from right to left. Means before 4 or after 4. Right to left I said. So we have to put the decimal point before 4. That is 0.4. This is the another method. So when the given numbers, so in the given ratio numbers of the so in that ratio numbers denominators are exponents of 10, or it is not in the denominators not exponents of 10, we have to convert into the exponents of 10. Then easily we can convert into the decimal form. This is the another method. That is 6th bit, the first one. Second method, second bit of completely with this division already we have discussed in the previous sum. Okay, the next one. What's the next one? Express each of the following, express each of the following in P by Q form. Okay, first one 0.36, second one is 15.4, and third one is 10.25, and the last one is 3.25. Okay, all these are decimal forms. We had to convert it to the form of P by Q. So first one is 0.36, isn't it? It's a decimal form, decimal number. We had to convert it to the form of P by Q. That's nothing but a rational form, rational number. How to do that? 0.36. First you have to draw one line. Okay. First we have to remove the decimal point. When you are going to remove the decimal point, instead of that decimal point, we'll get 1 in the denominator. After that, how many digits are there after the decimal point? So that many zeros will get it in the denominator. Once again, first step, remove the decimal point. Instead of that decimal point, we get 1 in the denominator. After the decimal point, how many digits are there? That many zeros you have to put it in the denominator. So here, for example, here we have 2 digits. So we get 2 zeros in the denominator. That is 36 by 100. So have we got the P by Q form? Yes, 36 by 100 is in the form of P by Q. If you want to simplify, you can simplify it. For example, both will be cancelled to 4 table. 4 9s are 36, 4 2s are 8, 2 carry, 4 5s are 20. So this is the simplest form of given fraction 36 by 100. Okay. So for example, second sum 15.4. So what is the first step? First we have to remove the decimal point. Instead of decimal point, we get 1 in the denominator. So after the decimal point, how many digits are here? Only 1 digit. We will get 1 0 in the denominator. So we will get the answer 154 by 10. It is in the form of P by Q or not? Yes, it is in the form of P by Q. So like this, we can find the given decimal numbers, convert into the form of P by Q. This is the process. First one, second one I already completed. Remaining sums we have to complete. Okay. So what we are discussing today in exercise 1.1, from second sum to seventh bit, all sums were completed. So remaining 2 sums we will discuss in the next period. What are those? Seventh one, eighth one. What is the eighth sum? Express each of the following numbers in the decimal form. And what is the exercise 1.1? We discussed about exercise 1.1, that is from third sum to seventh sum they are completed. So then what are the remaining 2 sums? So what are those? So different in that third to seventh bits, what we are discussed before that? Express the decimal form into rational number, rational form into decimal form, and representation of rational numbers on the number line. So we discussed about this from third sum to seventh sum. Okay now?
Okay now.